Hi friends, Mr. Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, has made an announcement. He said he is going to grant full statehood to Baltistan and Gilgit. Many questions arises about it. First one is, why has he done it now? At this stage, there are 4 or 5 factors behind it. Number one is Article 370, revoked from Indian Constitution just 1 year ago. This is number one. Number two is, this could be seen in sequence of events over there in Pakistan. Pakistani political elites have been thinking to have better and more control over the area. This could be the second factor, second reason. And third reason is that Pakistan Supreme Court has decided 1 year before to have election in this particular region, Baltistan and Gilgit, and then thereafter statehood to be granted to it. So this is the third one. Fourth one is very important, Chinese factor. China might have advised Pakistan to go ahead with the statehood. Perhaps Chinese are trying to justify its illegal occupation of 5,000 square kilometers of territory ceded by Pakistan to China in 1963. Another question is, why only provisional statehood, Imran Khan said, to be granted to this particular region? Perhaps Imran Khan is aware of that he is going to do it an illegal action. This kind of decision Pakistan central government has no right to do it, have no constitutional authority to do it, as per Article 257 of their constitution, Pakistan's constitution. This kind of decision only can be taken by the local people, not by the central government. So Pakistan might be anticipating bitter criticism and hue and cry from inside and outside Pakistan against this kind of decision taken by him. Now another question arises, what is Baltistan and Gilgit? The whole area, in fact, is the northern portion of larger Kashmir region. Number two is, this area is bordering with Wakhan corridor of Afghanistan, and if you go other side, after 18 kilometers, is Tajikistan, the part of Central Asia. The total area of this region is 73,000 kilometers. About 13 lakhs people are staying there in the area, and most of them are the tribal people. This region is a meeting point of 3 great mountains. First is Himalayas, second is Karakoram, and third is Hindu Kush. Another factor is, another nature of the area is that this region is known as the land of peaks and streams, waterfalls. This area is rich from mines and mineral points of view. Gold mines are there, emerald mines are there, and minerals particularly strategically significant. This is about the region. As regards past political history is concerned of this particular region, the first one is that historical facts, documental and physical evidences show that this region of Baltistan and Gilgit has always been the part of larger Kashmir region, and larger Kashmir region has been the part of India, so is this region has been the part of India as a whole. This is number one. Number two, in 1947, Baltistan and Gilgit, being a part of Kashmir region, was declared as an independent nation, but subsequently, within 2 months, 22nd October 1947, the independence of this region and Kashmir as a whole was spoiled by Pakistan itself. By attacking it, they attacked. They tried to invade it, and some portion have been invaded also, including this particular portion of Kashmir, Baltistan and Gilgit. This is about the 47. And another incident had taken place just within 15 days. in the beginning of November 1947. One Major Brown, Maharaja's commander of Gilgit Scout, he revolted. He arrested Ghansar Singh, the governor, and he was imprisoned. And subsequently he asked Pakistani government to take over the administration of Baltistan and Gilgit. This had happened. Subsequently, in 1963, 5,000 kilometers of Saksgam track is the part of this particular region, was ceded by Pakistan to China in 1963, as I said earlier also. And India had strongly condemned that time also. This could not be given to China. Pakistan did not listen to anyone. As regards the present administration is controlled by a governor and an elected chief minister of this region. Any British conspiracy in this particular incidents in this region or Kashmir as a whole? Yes, suspected rather. The two incidents show that British conspiracy was definitely hatched against India. We should keep into mind, at that time, even after freedom of Pakistan, Pakistan's chief of the army was a British general. And under his leadership, Pakistan attacked Kashmir in the name of tribal attack, invasion. Second incident shows about Major Brown. He revolted. These two incidents show that definitely British had some kind of conspiracy. Now about strategic significance. For China and Pakistan, three big projects, joint projects, Economic Corridor, Karakoram Highway, and Belt and Road. So is important for them. All three projects cutting across the area before heading towards Gwadar water port of Pakistan. China has big dreams to be a Vish Vijayata. The dream for Vish Vijayata depending upon all three big projects. And the key to it is in the hands of India. India can block them. So Chinese are today on Indian border. Chinese excursion in Ladakh. This is a major factor. They want to block India so that India cannot reach out to Baltistan and Gilgit. So they are trying to block India's road infrastructures. You can understand the problem. As regards importance of the territory of the region, for India, India has only way out to go ahead to have access towards other part of the world, from Kashmir to Wakhan corridor of Afghanistan, then thereafter Central Asia, Russia and Europe. India cannot afford to heavily depend upon maritime waterway. India has to explore the possibility of getting land routes for export and imports of heavy goods, as other countries are also doing it. This is what Chinese are doing, connecting from China to Pakistan, then water port and ahead towards Middle East and then Europe. Then what is the way out? Significance is okay. Way out is the only peaceful resolution. Otherwise, annihilation is inevitable. Vinash को होना ही है. Why? All three are equipped with nuclear weapons. No other region in the world anywhere. All three neighbors are equipped with big arms, explosives. Because India cannot come back now. India's policy of defensive policy following since last 70 years has been miserably fizzled out. India's offensive attitude is the only way out. India's mission now is to go for do and die. If China wants to block India on Indian territory, China will not be allowed to go ahead anymore. Now India has to assert on its territory. If they do not accept peaceful resolution can be made amongst three. First, let India to go ahead with access towards Afghanistan. Number two, let Pakistan to retain 13,000 square kilometer of what they call it Azad Kashmir, where 40 lakhs people are staying there. As regards China, China must vacate entire area of Aksai Chin to India. India can allow them to continue with present road between Xinjiang state and Tibet. And as I said, all three big projects, they can go ahead. For India, there is no other option. So, let the good intention prevails in their minds to go for peaceful resolution. This is the only way out.